Son of a glitch.
Sonic the Hedgehog. We've already taken a look at the glitches in the 16-bit version of the game, so why not check out the often overlooked Master System version this time? Now, even though it's not quite as broken, it does still have some glitchy things to see. So let's kick things off in Green Hill Zone, where you'll see these sloped hills with a ramp at the bottom. If you start rolling down these and then hold upright on the D-pad, Sonic will build up more speed than the game expects. This ultimately means the game has trouble keeping track of Sonic, and he'll spend the rest of the act off-screen. The best thing is, this is quicker than doing all the platforming you're supposed to do, and by the time the camera catches up to Sonic, he's already at the end of the stage. These kind of speed-gaining slopes are in a few different places throughout the game, including the second act of Green Hill Zone. However, this one is particularly buggy, as if you do it right and gain enough speed, Sonic will overshoot the goal sign and end up in a kind of blank space beyond it. The only thing about this now is that Sonic will continue to roll in a ball indefinitely, and there's nothing you can do to stop him. Well, you could wait for the time to run out, I guess. While we're still in Green Hill Zone, in Act 2 is a spring that can actually push you inside a wall. Once Sonic is inside the wall, if you jump, you'll be warped upwards as the game ejects him out of the wall, creating a cool shortcut. It would seem that Sonic is too fast for his own game. Let's move on to Jungle Zone. And there's one slope that if you once again gain a lot of speed and the right distance, you can land on a rolling log. Landing on it this quickly though means the log doesn't have enough time to load correctly, and so the sprites for it become a jumbled mess for a few seconds. Stuff like this is pretty cool, as there just aren't enough examples of broken sprites in the Master System version. Also in the Jungle Zone, this next glitch is perhaps more of an oversight in terms of the camera keeping track of Sonic. It's possible to outrun the camera in Act 2 simply because you move vertically quicker than the camera can go up. I mean, seriously, this is kind of ridiculous. You're unable to get too far up, however, as the moving log platforms don't spawn until they're nearly on screen. Strange that they left the camera this slow in the finished game though, like, did they even play this game before publishing it? Moving on to the Labyrinth Zone now, and with this being the slowest zone in the whole game due to it being a water stage, there are more than enough opportunities to drown because of these rising platforms. Ugh. Well, there's one simple glitch that can remedy those close shaves. If you barely stand on these rising platforms before they begin moving, you can actually get Sonic wedged into the wall, and then jumping will warp him upwards, usually just in time to grab a bubble. It can be done with every rising platform in the first two acts, which is really useful. There's even one instance in the second act where if you grab this invincibility power-up and backtrack to a rising platform earlier in the stage, providing it doesn't run out, you can do a really extreme warp by facing away from this wall and pressing left when Sonic's inside the spikes. Conveniently, this drops Sonic off at the goal sign, which is pretty cool. Now onto something just a tiny bit weird. For some reason, in Act 2 of Scrap Brain, you can get Sonic to stand inside these walls above the doorways. It's completely pointless, but it seems they didn't close the collision of these walls properly. It's maybe kind of Sonic's weird version of hide and seek? At the end of Scrap Brain Zone, you chase Robotnik as he tries to escape on this platform. And for some reason, you can get on the edge of this thing and jump and clip under it. I mean, if you want to, this is pretty much all that happens. Then you can just press right and the platform takes Sonic up to Skybase. Skybase Act 2 is one of the most memorable stages in the Master System version, taking place on a Mario-esque airship. Usually, you'd have to make your way around the floating platforms and huge cannons to reach Robotnik, but you can also take a simple shortcut that skips all that danger. Just head left at the beginning and go past these turrets and then simply jump to the right. Sonic will land on an invisible ledge that he's unable to run on, so he just rolls. You can fully control Sonic while he's like this, so now just head to the right and through to the inside of the airship. Honestly, I wish I'd have known about this when I was 5. It would have saved a whole lot of pain. And the deaths. There's so many deaths. Every time, there's always a bullet. something. Anyway, we're now at the final boss and there's one last glitch to show off. If you quickly land a hit on the glass that shields Robotnik, Sonic is able to jump inside with him. It has to be a low jump to land at Robotnik's feet, but once you're inside, you can land a good amount of hits on Robotnik before you have to avoid the projectiles that home in on Sonic. I love how you can just chill with old Eggman for a few seconds. Hi, how's it going, man? You kill any blue hedgehogs lately? Nah, of course you haven't. And lastly, to wrap things up with the Master System Sonic, usually once you beat the final boss, Robotnik makes a run for it, and you have to watch a cutscene where he escapes using this teleporter. But if you're quick enough, you can skip this and actually leave in the teleporter before Robotnik. I wouldn't call this a glitch necessarily, but it saves some time in a speedrun on a final split. And so, Sonic has saved the world once again, and those were some glitches in the Master System Sonic the Hedgehog. And if you liked this episode, why not check out the rest of the series featuring a ton of Sonic games. You can click that playlist there for more glitchy goodness. You can also follow the show on Twitter or any of the other social media to keep up to date on all things Son of a Glitch. And if you really love the show, why not subscribe? And I'll see you in the next episode.